Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back to my channel. How are you guys doing? Today, right now, it's actually July 5th. I got through July 4th. And that's what I want to talk about right now. Remember I said in a couple of videos, maybe earlier today, maybe yesterday, I'm not celebrating July 4th. What are we celebrating? My ancestors, my black ancestors, were slaves. So, what exactly? They were slaves in 1776. So, I wasn't free. My ancestors weren't free. Today, in 2020, I'm still not free. Libya kept coming to mind. Libya, and I want to show you. Let me see if I can do this. Can I do this? This young man. Now you see, do you see that mark on his face? That like branding? That's a gentleman who is from Nigeria, was told that he could get a job in southern Italy, got stuck, paid somebody to smuggle him to Italy, got stuck in Libya, was sold as a slave. What is his name? Labaret. Sunday Labaret. Let me see if that's his name. Sunday Labaret. Did that come in clear yet? His name is Sunday Labaret. He is 32 years old. Let me see if this is better. That's his name. Right there. Sunday Labaret. Come on, focus in. You know what? Okay. It's not focusing in. There it is. That's his name, Sunday Labaret, 32 years old. So those are the scars on his face by a Libyan trafficker, okay? So he was sold as a slave. This was recently. This is from 2016 to 2018. And I'm in 2020. He was sold as, from a trafficker into slavery in Libya. He escaped 3 times. The only reason why he's free now is because he heard of some type of program, or he escaped or something. But this is just insane. And then this article that I'm reading from Time, that I read from Time, it says that right now, the slave trade is 3 times what it was during the transatlantic slave trade back 3, 4, 500 years ago. 3 times more. So, what are we actually celebrating? You have sisters from Nigeria, from Cameroon, from the Gambia, Ghana, Congo, whatever. They are stuck prostituting instead of they're being told that they're going to be that when they get to Europe, to France or Italy. And you know what? When I went to Italy, when I went to Rome, there was a lot of black Africans in Rome. And they sell the Louis Vuitton or the fake purses. Now that I think about it, I should have really bought that. They're sold into prostitution. The males, and maybe the females also, they're sold, or not sold, but they're forced to pick fruit and vegetables and tomatoes and olives for cheap labor. They're stated that there's told that they're going to make like, I think $30, $33 a day, but after transportation, housing, and some other, I guess, fee that they have to pay for being smuggled, or, they have to repay their fee. And they say that, okay, for the men, for the men, they end up making $4 a day. $4 a day for 16 hours in the hot sun, and it gets hot in Italy. I've been to Italy a few times in the summer, especially in Sicily. Woo, it is hot. It is like almost past Africa hot. It is hot. So 16 hours for 4 hours. I'm sorry, 16 hours for $4 a day. Okay? That's slavery. That's slavery. And, they're given this price. Oh, well, the women, who end up making it to Northern or Southern Europe, they're told that they have to pay between $20,000 and $60,000 in order, to pay off their being smuggled or trafficked. Well, they don't have papers. No, they don't have papers, so they don't have a choice. So what they do, from what I read in the article, they advertise to the people back home, hey, if you come up, you can get a job in a salon or retail or something like that. But what happens is, it's like a cycle. It's like a pyramid thing. So when they come up, actually, they don't actually have a job. They are forced into prostitution. I hate that sound late at night. But they're forced into prostitution in order to pay off that $20,000 to $60,000 that they put the price, the fee that they have given them for smuggling them from Africa. So, as the article says, they have to get tricks, $25 tricks, and that's how they pay off their money. So that takes from 2 to 5 years. Yes. So this is what's happening. This is what's happening. But did you see that man's face? It was branded like a cow. So the article, the ILO, International Labor Organization, says the reason why this is happening is because in Africa's a continent. Niger, they mentioned 2 countries, but I think Cameroon and Congo, they have no source of income. There's no jobs. So they have to venture off from their homes because there's nothing to, work for, whatever. And in that, and I think the same thing is going on in Mexico, where people, this is Africa, Europe, but I think the same thing is going on with South America and Central America, in Mexico with immigrants trying to get into America. There's no way to live. There's no way to live. There's no industries. So if these kids don't have places to work, they're going to leave. Their families are going to try and hustle up money so that they can go. Now it's kind of making sense. When people say, when Black people say that Africans have a very, I'll just say they'll have an attitude towards blacks in America. It's not that they think they're better. I think they just think that we're worse. I think that they think that we're worse in that, yes, okay, we were shipped over here from Africa. What do we do with what we got? Considering, you have systematic racism and all this other, institutionalized racism that's going on in America's we still have opportunities. We have opportunities that they don't have. We don't have to be smuggled. We don't have to, be forced into prostitution. Although there's tons of human trafficking, there are tons of human trafficking in America on our soil with Americans, American blacks, American whites, American, Asians, American whites, Latinos, Spanish, all those. There's trafficking. I don't think trafficking has a face, a particular face. But still, can we go back to Libya? There are definitely today, 2020, black men and black women being sold on auction blocks in Libya. We have got to stop it. So when you guys say, even though this is not on American soil, still, we're not free. We're not free. We're not free. Kaepernick still has not been signed. There's still killings of black men and women. Breonna Taylor's killers have not been arrested. They may have been fired, but they have not been arrested. We're not free. There's no need for us as black people to celebrate 4th of July. Is that patriotic? No, it's not. No, there's tons of black men and women who are fighting for our freedom. There have been tons of black men and women fighting since we've been able to enlist in the army. So no, I'm not being patriotic. What I'm being is real when it comes to the fact that we are still considered second-class citizens. We still, on the Constitution, are we considered citizens? Are we considered people or real or something like that? So if they haven't fixed the Constitution, why are you guys celebrating? This young man said, "Oh, happy 4th." I said, "No, don't say that. My ancestors were still slaves in 1776. Sorry." He ended up texting me later and saying, "Power to the people." That's just keeping it real. My little cousin, he's not little, but he's younger than me. He said something on Facebook about, our country is free and blah, 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 blah. First I put an angry face and then I put a sad face. And everybody who was like, "Oh, happy 4th," I just put a sad face. You know what? It's their prerogative if they want to remain asleep and celebrate 4th of July. But when you know better, you do better. Obviously, they still don't know. I posted on my Facebook. I posted on my Instagram. I'm making videos. This is as much as I can do. It's not my job it may be my job to somewhat educate, but it's not my job to regulate adults and their thought processes. It's not. All I can do is lead a horse to the water. I cannot make them drink.